Jungle Explorer here, and today I'm going to be reviewing this Campark action camera, the Ultra HD 4K. This is the X30 model, and it was sent to me by Campark. I'm filming outside today because it's just such a beautiful day to film. It also provides me with a good opportunity to show you color contrast. There's so many beautiful wildflowers out here today, different colors, purples and yellows and whites and stuff. And the wind's blowing a little bit. I'm testing out a new microphone, the Rode video microphone, to kind of help me with the outside video, wind, because it's been an issue in a lot of my videos. So I bought a new microphone with what they call a dead cat on it. Show you a picture of that right here. Hopefully it's going to help out with the wind outside today, because it is windy, but it's just too beautiful day to be indoors. So going to take advantage of the outside shooting with these action cameras. It's going to show some video and stuff, and so, you know, that'll give you a really good opportunity to kind of see what it's going to do with the colors and the movement and stuff. So just a great opportunity to shoot outdoors. I've already taken the camera out of the box here. You know, comes in its standard waterproof case here. It's a nice little camera. I've already used this camera for almost 2 months now, so I've had a lot of experience with it. I've actually really enjoyed it. It surprised me in a lot of areas, and I'm going to go through some testing today. I'm going to compare it with my SJCAM SJ7 Star, which is the only other 4K action camera that I own. And I'm going to show you where it beats it, and where there's some areas that the SJCAM wins. In my overall opinion, just starting off, before you watch this video, just going to warn you, this video is going to be a little bit long, because I am going to be doing quite a bit of testing, so that you can see how it performs. I'm going to say that I do like this camera, the Campark X30, more than the SJCAM SJ7 Star. That's not to say that this is a bad camera. I did another review on this camera. If you want to see a full technical review of the SJ7 Star, I'm going to throw a link right up here to at the top right corner. Is going to appear a little link you can click on and go and see that review. There's some things I really like about the SJ7 Star. There's some things I really do not like about it. It's got some glitches that unfortunately the SJCAM company seemed not interested in fixing or working on. They just produced a new model and abandoned the SJ7 Star, which was sad, because it is a nice little camera. The Campark company, on the other hand, really supports their products well. When I first ordered this camera, before it even got to me, the Campark company asked me to cancel the order and return the item to them, because they had found a software glitch they wanted to fix, and so they recalled it before I even got it, and then they sent it to me after they had fixed the glitch. And so it had to do with the 4K video formatting, so they put an upgrade in it, and then they sent it back to me. So that was pretty good. That was a very quick reaction on the Campark company's side, and that was very impressive. I didn't even ask them to help. They contacted me and actually told me there was a problem that they wanted to fix before I got the camera. So that was really good. I'm just going to pull the stuff out of the box. Comes with a USB charging cable. One thing about this camera that I've had probably 5 other action cameras that I've ordered from the DB Power Company, from SJCAM, from a few other companies out there. None of them have come with an external charger in the box with included, so I thought that was a real plus. It comes, let's see here, it has our battery already in it. It comes with 2 batteries. That's another plus. The rest of the stuff is pretty standard. You've got your bicycle handlebar mount. You've got these little extension arms, adapters. It has tripod mounting things. Not really. These allow it to mount to a tripod. The funny thing is it already has a built-in tripod mount. I'll talk about that later. But it comes with these here. A couple, see, a mounting plate. It actually has 2 mounting plates. Where the other one's at? There it is, right there. A mounting plate, 2 mounting plates. These are quick disconnects. So basically, you can have it in the case, and you can just yeah, see which side this goes in from. It just clips right into there, so you can glue this onto something and then you can clip it right in to that there. So you got to get it out. I don't really use these plates. They're kind of tight and hard to get on and off. But anyways, so you know, pretty much that's all your things there. This pretty much is standard except for the charging and the extra battery. Most of these things, you've got some zip ties here, some extra sticky pads, a lens cleaning cloth. It also had some Velcro straps, which I lost somewhere along the road in the last 2 months. But that's pretty much all that comes in the box with it. It comes with a nice box. That's not real important. What's real important about this is how it performs. So let me just push all this stuff out of the way over here, and we'll go right into that. Now, like I said, I've already been using this camera for a couple of months. And I've got some footage in the mountains and lakes and stuff that I've taken with this camera so that you can see some other footage outside of what you're going to see here later, which I'll be testing it side by side with the SJ7 Star camera. One thing that I do want to talk about with this camera is that it's kind of rounded. It has a different form factor than the old square, basically square box style cameras like this one from DB Power. I've had 3 or 4 cameras in this shape, and they all pretty much use the same exact batteries and accessories and everything. And this one appears to be different. Now, there is a significant difference. This is a very cheap camera. It probably weighs like an ounce. It works really good. I've even made some of my videos on my channel with this camera right here. It does pretty good video. I wouldn't say exceptional video, but it's usable video that it produces. So I've had it for a long time. Actually, this is my very first one that I had here, and still works. So there's nothing wrong with it. But the question is this one being a newer model, being different, will all the accessories for these old box style, and they're made by hundreds of different companies out there, will they work with it? And the answer to that question is yes. This is the case for this camera. This is the case it came with this one right here. This case actually works just fine for the Campark X30. Just put it right in there. Works just fine for it. Boom. So all your old accessories, if you have older, those old cheaper action cameras, they're all going to work. This one already has a tripod mount in the bottom of it. But you still could put it in one of these external ones that came with the other system. Okay? Even the batteries, even though the batteries appear to be a little different because this one has rounded edges, the connectors on them are exactly the same. Let me get this up here like that. Okay, they're the same exact connectors, and the battery compartment on this camera is square. So this is the battery from the DB Power. Boom, just drops right in there. And did I put it in right? No, I put it in backwards. Okay, it goes in there, and you're ready to go. The power is the same. They power up and everything. So you can use all your old accessories for, if you happen to have other cameras that are this style right here, all those old accessories are going to work for it. Okay, now what I'm going to do next here is I'm just going to show you some footage that I've taken with the X30 up in the mountains and some lakes, and give you a kind of idea what I've done with it. So here comes some video samples. This sample right here, the next one is going to be of some mule deer up in the mountains of New Mexico. So there's some mule deer on the other side of this hill. Okay, this is going to be some video from a fishing trip at the lake. So I'm out here on the shores of a beautiful lake here in Texas. I got somebody over there with a loud motor ruining the peace. Got a little wind here, so you should be able to also see how it's going to handle a little wind. Right there is bright sunlight. See how that handles that. And back around. So that gives you a little idea how they do just at 4K 30 frames per second. Alright, so you have some good samples there that you can tell a lot about the quality of video that the camera takes. So now I'm going to go right into comparison testing with the SJ7 Star. Okay, so one of the things, like I said, I do like this camera more than the SJ7 Star, but there are a couple things that that the SJ7 Star does better, and that one of those is startup. So the startup on this camera is quite long. I'm going to go ahead and press both the cameras at the same time. And the SJ7 Star started up, and this one is just now. So this takes about 2 seconds to start up. This takes about 6 seconds to start up. Now, if you're not in a hurry, that's not a problem. But if you see something that you want to capture, you have a little bit of lag on startup on this. And that's not a big issue, but I thought I'd show it to you. Now, obviously, I'm filming outdoors. The cameras are on, but you can't see the screens. And that's a problem on all LCD cameras. Even the camera that I'm using to film this with is the Sony A6500, and you know, that's a $1,200 camera, and you can't see the LCD screen outside. So that's not an issue with the, you know, just because you can't see that they're on right now. They are on. And so let's go ahead, and I'm going to adjust the both cameras are touchscreen, and even I'm having a hard time seeing the screen here. Now I'm going to set both cameras to 4K at 30 FPS. Okay, so now I've got both cameras side by side in front of me. They're looking over this beautiful scene here with all kinds of structure and detail and color in it. It's going to provide an excellent opportunity for you to see the actual quality difference between both cameras, how they handle this scene, because there's just so much detail and structure and contrast in front of it. And I want you to notice that I'm not showing you this video by moving it around. It's very important when trying to compare video quality that you keep the camera still. You won't find a Hollywood movie where the camera's just panning and moving all over the place. There might be a lot of movement going on in the movie. The people are moving and the scenery is moving, but the camera itself is not moving. The camera is in a stable position, and even if it is moving, the subjects are moving in line with it, such as, you know, a car scene chase. You'll see the car stay in the center of the camera or field of vision, and the camera is actually on another car traveling at the same speed. So that's really important for judging quality. Okay, so I'm going to throw both of these videos side by side up here. The Campark's going to be on the right. The SJCAM is going to be on the left. Side by side. This is the Campark. This is the SJCAM. So they're going to be respectively Campark on the right, SJCAM on the left. Okay, and look at those videos there. I'm letting them play. Okay, now that was just to see the comparison of them side by side. Going to throw up the Campark video full screen now. Okay, so you can now just really look at the detail and the color and the contrast and everything in this video. Okay, now I'm going to throw the SJCAM up full screen. Okay, now you can tell with that. Now the SJCAM, I gotta say, takes really good video. Really good video. I've been really impressed with the quality of the video. There's some functions with the camera I don't like, but the quality of video has been good. All right, so bring those down. Okay, so that gives you an idea of the 4K. I'm going to switch them over to 1080p so you'll get a good example of the difference in 4K and 1080p. Okay, so same exact scene now in 1080p. Again, I'm throwing the cameras up respectively. Campark on the right side, SJCAM on the left side. Okay, now I'm going to throw the Campark up full screen. And the SJCAM full screen. Okay, so you've got a good sample there. Honestly, in looking at these videos myself, I can't really tell a whole lot of difference between the 4K video and the 1080p video. They both produce pretty good video on both sides. It's when you zoom in, when you actually crop in and you zoom in on the video, trying to take out a little piece of video, that's when you can see a really big difference when you zoom in. You can't really zoom in much on the 1080p quality video without degrading the video. Really, you can just see a lot of pixelation. Okay, so now we're going to do a speed test. Both cameras support high rate frame rates. Now, the Campark has a 4K at 60 FPS or frames per second frame rate. I'm not going to be testing that out because the SJCAM doesn't have that capability, and also because I'm not able to edit I've tried it out, and for whatever reason I can't edit the 4K at 60 frame per second frame rate on my computer. I'm not sure what the issue is. Could be a hardware issue or a software issue, but I can't edit that video, so I'm not going to do that. But both of them do support 1080p or HD video at 120 frames per second. Now what that does is, like, if I were to throw this ball and film it at 30 frames per second and then slow it down, the ball would just go each frame would be kind of jumpy. When you film at 120 frames per second, that's 4 times as many frames per second as the 30 frames per second. And what it does is it provides a smooth motion. So what I'm simply going to do, both cameras are filming at 1080p at 120 frames per second. Just going to throw this ball, and then in post-processing, I'll slow that video down so that you can see how well it handles that. So here we go. Okay, now you saw that live. Okay, now I'm going to show you this video, each one of them, the Campark first and then the SJCAM in slow motion. Okay, so you saw that in slow motion. Pretty cool, huh? Just that ball's real clear. Can see it moving. Now, one thing is when you use high frame rate, it actually darkens the video a little bit. So this bright environment really helps that. You wouldn't be able to use the higher frame rates when it was like any dark scenarios. It would be really bad for you. You'd have to lighten the cameras up. Now, I'm not using any internal controls to brighten the camera up, the exposure controls. I've just got them both set at neutral, or basically 0. So now they also support 720p video at 240 frames per second, essentially twice as fast as the 1080, the 120. But of course 720p video is not going to be as good a quality as the 1080p HD video, but I'm going to go ahead and do a test on those two just to kind of show you the difference between the two, and you'll see that. Okay, now I'm going to do a microphone test. They both have built-in microphones, and if you watch my video or the review I did on the SJCAM, you're going to know that I'm not impressed with the mic quality. It's really sensitive, picks up a lot of sound, but it gets a lot of wind interference in it, makes it unusable outdoors. My experience at Campark has done a better job with that. But the Campark also has a very sensitive microphone. It's pretty good, actually. So what I'm going to do, I've got both cameras filming now. They're both filming in 2.7K. I use the 2.7K more than the 4K because I just don't like. First of all, it takes a lot of bandwidth to upload it to YouTube. I don't need that kind of quality for what I do. It's not that important. So I film in the 2.7K, which both cameras support 2.7K at 30 frames per second. And so they're both filming in that. And so as you hear the sound, also you'll be getting a sample of the 2.7K video, which is what I use to shoot in, and then I render it down to 1080p. So okay, here comes the Campark audio, and I'm just going to be real quiet and let you hear the sound. Okay, so you can hear there's some bugs flying around. There's a jet flying overhead. I've got some roosters in the background. I don't know if you're picking up that sound, but it's there. There's a little bit of wind right now, not a whole lot, just kind of a light breeze. Okay. Here comes a little more wind. There we go. Okay, good. All right. Now, I'm going to switch over to the SJCAM and let you hear that. Okay, so you can hear there's some bugs flying around. There's a jet flying overhead. I've got some roosters in the background. I don't know if you're picking up that sound, but it's there. There's a little bit of wind right now, not a whole lot, just kind of a light breeze. Okay. Here comes a little more wind. There we go. Okay, good. All right. So there you go. Now back to the audio from the Sony camera that I'm filming with here. So that gives you a good example of the audio quality, the mic quality of both of these cameras. So now I've got the cameras inside their waterproof cases, and some people have asked me in the past about how good the microphones work while in the waterproof case. Well, obviously they're not going to work nearly as good as out of the case, but because the microphones are so sensitive, you can hear sound. So what I'm going to do is just let you listen to the sound when they're in the waterproof cases. So they're both filming, so I'm going to rerun this thing that I just played, and you're going to hear each one by itself. So here we go, the Campark. Okay, so now I've got the cameras inside their waterproof cases, and some people have asked me in the past about how good the microphones work while in the waterproof case. Well, obviously they're not going to work nearly as good as out of the case, but because the microphones are so sensitive, you can hear sound. And now the SJCAM. Okay, so now I've got the cameras inside their waterproof cases, and Some people have asked me in the past about how good the microphones work while in the waterproof case. Well, obviously they're not going to work nearly as good as out of the case, but because the microphones are so sensitive, you can hear sound. Okay, that should give you a sample of what kind of sound you're going to pick up with microphones while in the waterproof cases. Okay, both cameras can take pictures, and some people have asked me in the past about how good the pictures are from the cameras. Honestly, I don't think they take, video cameras don't take very good pictures. I don't care what kind of video camera you have. They don't take very good pictures, and the cameras aren't really made for taking pictures, but they can. I figured I'd throw that in here. So I set both of the cameras at their best quality. The Campark X30 is a 20 megapixel camera, and the SJCAM is a 16 megapixel camera. Honestly, the megapixels really don't make a difference in the long run. The sensor quality and the software quality, that's what, and actual glass quality has a bigger effect on image quality. I went over to the flowers over here and got real close and took a real close-up picture with the Campark and the SJCAM in the exact same position. So just to let you see what they can do. So here's the picture from the Campark at 20 megapixels. And here's the picture from the SJCAM. Same scene. Just in case you were wondering about picture quality. Okay. All right. Well, I've run through quite a bit of testing here. Hope it hasn't bored you. Tried to give you as much as I could to let you see what kind of camera this is. I'm going to say that the clear winner on this is the Campark X30. The SJCAM SJ7 Star is not a bad camera, but I think the microphone is better on the X30. I think the video quality is better, especially in the slow motion. You can see that the quality of the video degraded a little bit on the SJCAM. Battery life is better on the X30, probably a 30 to 40% better battery life. It is backwards compatible with older style square box action cameras, whereas the SJCAM is got proprietary things. It only fits in its cases. Its batteries are proprietary. Everything's proprietary about the SJCAM. Even some of the adapters, like I couldn't right here. This is from a different camera, and it doesn't line up, and I can't get the screw in. This is not from the SJCAM. This is from my old DB Power. It won't work. So everything's proprietary on the SJCAM, so you'll have to buy everything from SJCAM, and just not really satisfied with the SJCAM company. They just really do not support their products, and not to say the camera's bad, but Campark seems to just care a little bit more about their customers. Well, that's about it. That's about all I can say. I hope this video has been helpful and you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like, subscribe, and comment. And remember, when you do subscribe, don't forget to click that little bell so that you'll be notified when I release new videos. Until next time, the Jungle Explorer signing out.